technical education, I'm thinking that you kind of think there's a difference between technical education and just overall higher education. If so, how do you view that? How do you think about that?
Um, I look at the opportunities for our students, and it shouldn't be we shouldn't be posing the question to our students that you can either be involved at a technical college or you can go into degree granting
Right.
institution. That we should talk about and that
Okay.
you can do a technical college experience and you can do a higher education degree granting institution experience that and we have worked diligently within the state of Utah and more specifically here at MTech to ensure that if you take an off ramp with a certificate, we want those opportunities available so that there's on ramps for you to re-enter and continue that lifelong learning whether it's in a more formalized structured setting at an institution, whether it's professional development opportunities or on the job training or a registered apprenticeship program, that it all helps to make the whole individual and a dynamic member of the community, that we don't just cubbyhole people in one slot or the other. And the opportunities that are now available, I watched that in public education, even when we built our educational institutions in the high schools and the junior highs. Where did we put the
Sure.
shops? The shops were out back. Now, I'm not talking about just shops either, because technical education encompasses our healthcare providers, IT, the service trades, apprenticeship. And so it's a real broad spectrum. And when we look at STEM education overall and the opportunities that our students now have, it is a viable option and it is a viable opportunity that can be stacked in a pathway with a degree granting institution to help make people more employable, to make them better employees,
Sure.
to help business and industry within the community. And so it's part of that big picture.
Absolutely. So how would you say, from when you first fell in love with technical education to, and I know this is a kind of a heavy question to unpack, to now, what has been innovations, kind of evolutions, to technical education from your perspective?
I'll share just a few examples of what we've done here at MTech. One of the things I love about our system, our accrediting agency is the Council on Occupational Education based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And there's three main criteria that all of our programs and institutions have to meet, and that's completion, placement, and licensure. We want our students to complete the program. We want them to earn that license, that industry license, and then we want them to find viable employment, which could include or be focused on continuing education to an associate degree or a baccalaureate degree. But if we don't maintain those by programs, that program's triggered for a period of time, generally 9 to 12 months. And if it's not brought back up to exceed the national standards for completion, placement, licensure, that program, we either have to eliminate that program or we lose our accreditation as an institution. So one of the
Mm.
things that we have done within our technical college system, we have advisory committees for. Here at MTech, we have 38 different programs. And we have advisory committees for each of those programs. About 573 individuals serve in that capacity. And what they do is they ensure that we have programs that are training for a livable wage. We don't train for minimum wage
Right.
jobs or skill sets. They ensure that there is job availability out in the market. They ensure that the curriculum is meeting the needs of business and industry, and that there's opportunities for students where they work. And so we bring those advisory committees together, and they dictate what's going to happen within the curriculum and within the program. And uh, as a result, it has developed an opportunity for us to have strong business partnerships. For example, that's everything from equipment donations. We take great pride in having state-of-the-art equipment and laboratory facilities within the technical college. A good share of that comes about from partnerships with our business and industry partners. They also sponsor scholarships, and of course, they provide direction as to what is covered there. And within a technical college system, somewhat of of the higher ed bureaucracy can be put to the side because if an advisory committee member, a business owner, or
Sure.
manager, if they make a recommendation on a Wednesday evening for advisory committee, we that doesn't have to go through a curriculum review standard. That is direction that we need and take great put great emphasis on. We can make that change the next day and begin adjusting that so that we're training for the workforce. Some of the other innovative things that we've done is we do employee sharing with several of our business partners. So,
Okay.
for example, we have a radiology technician program. That's a stacked credential with a pathway to UVU, and who is our regional partner, but Utah State University and Weber State and the other degree granting institutions. And we hire radiology technicians that work for Intermountain Health or Revere or one of the other local healthcare providers. And they're
Sure.
still working in business and industry. They come and teach for us. And as part of that, they're bringing real world experience every day into that classroom.
Right.
Our goal, because this structure is a little different when I served in public ed, we hired graduates right out of the university to come and teach. They had great educational pedagogy, teaching skills. They'd been through methods, they'd been through student teaching, but they didn't have the industry experience. Our
Mm.
system is just opposite of that. We hire industry certified professionals. For example, in the automotive area, they're ASE, NATEF certified individuals, but they aren't always master teachers. And so we have a very extensive, what we call our Office of Teaching and Learning, and we put all of our employees through ongoing professional development. They go through a mini student teaching experience. They go through methods and psychology and
Sure.
all of the things that you would experience if you're going in a pre-service education program, so that our students are getting the best of both worlds. They're getting master teachers, they're getting experts out of business and industry. So that's an example of some of the things. I could go into some specifics of some of the business partnerships that we have, but they're very dynamic, which result in hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars that come into the college on an annual basis.